course I do. Why would I not do that? Hang on a minute, do I not have the go live button anymore? Did you just live me right from the get-go? Oh, thanks for informing me of your interface update. That's really nice, you know. Why the fuck would you ever tell the user anything? I mean, you just wouldn't, would you? You just wouldn't. That would be useful. I'm gonna have a stupid sidebar, so like everything's shifted over one side. Can they just leave this interface alone? Like, please? Fucking pretty please. It's never fucking consistent, is it? You know, I accept you have to do updates on things, right? But there comes a point where you've got to draw a line and just be, this is unnecessary. Like, you know, doctors accountable for that. Oh, God, I really, really hate this interface. Like I say, I want to squeeze in streams, like, and shit. Just anything I got left. Because I don't... It's really, really just getting awkward now. This stuff, it's very difficult to just do basic things, and it pisses me off. Really pisses me off. And I gotta apologise, we're gonna have more background noise than we usually do today, because, well, basically it's fucking hot as hell, and the alternative is that I stream naked, and I don't think fucking YouTube's gonna like that. I mean, it wouldn't fucking bother me, and I don't really see why it should bother any fucking human being. It's not like I have anatomy you don't have. So, you know. But anyway, I suppose we've got to start this piece of shit machine, because I haven't tested it before the stream, so... We're running on the assumption that it's still working. I mean, I have the faster one here, we'll just play it on the faster one if this doesn't work. Oh, my monitor's yellow again. I don't have a Perkins stick in here. I'll just reach down and punch it. There you go. Yeah, the CMOS RAM's dead on this apparently. I've replaced the batteries a couple of times. I've tested the voltage. My meter's disappeared. I've tested the voltages. They're fine. So, I don't know where the problem is. Doesn't really matter though, because I mean, there's not much to set in here. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's all we got to set in here. Let's have 10 on this one. Monitor, you're not supposed to be that colour. Come on, buddy. Good God, this setup's falling to bits, innit? Oh, no. The floppy controller's fine. Ignore that. Or it should be, anyway. It's not like I can turn it off to find out. Because then we'll just lose settings again, probably. I don't know if you can hear the hard drive. Doesn't sound as satisfying as my Maxter did. That's weird, keyboard buffer must have run out. I think this is the Nukem version instead of the Nukem version. Yeah, bits of tobacco. Same fucking game, so doesn't really matter what the title screen says, I suppose. It could say dog shit, and it would still be fine, so... Oh yeah, lots of hard drive noises. Lots of them. Yeah, I'll put the microphone on top of the machine. Yeah, I'll let you hear the horrid hard drive noises. Yeah, it's really fast. 2 minutes 6. This game's going to run like really fluently, I'm sure. Game setup. We're going to play it with the fucking gamepad, as they've written on it. So you've got to yell it like. I can't do it because it's gone midnight. But press a button. Press a button. There is no A button. There's only like numbered buttons, and by the way, they're numbered wrong because button 1 is button 2 and button 2 is button 1, but I think button 3 and 4 are correct. Which makes this prompt a little confusing. Because we want button 1, howdy Russock, to shoot, but button 1 is actually labelled 2 on here, so really we want button 1 to jump, I guess. And sometimes it doesn't even toggle in this game. Start game. I'll move the microphone back up there in a minute, but we might as well have some more disc rattling.
You're wrong, Proton Breath. I'll be done with you and still have time to watch Oprah.
I hope the volume's not too loud or something. I apologise if you get deafened in a moment. There we go. Let's move the microphone back and then we'll play this fucking thing. See how speedy it is on a 6 MHz 286. I mean, a bit loud, bit, isn't it? I mean, they said did a podgy. I think the potentiometer's on the way out on there. That this would run on an XT class machine, so it should run alright on my 286, right? I think. I mean, why wouldn't it? It should run fine. Should run fine. I can't remember where a bunch of stuff is in this game, so, I mean, progress might be slower than if I'd actually, like, practiced properly other than just starting the game up once on the other machine, and there's... It stalls a little bit when it plays sound, doesn't it? That's a great start. There's not even much going on yet. Colours look surprisingly good on here, though. I honestly thought it'd look washed out or something. Yeah, this side or that side. Shall we go, like, down the other end of there, or shall we just jump off here? I'm going to go off that side. It just feels right. So, you know, that's how we'll do it. Shoot the cameras, see if we can get one of them bonuses. I don't think we can, I think some are enclosed in this level. Drink soda to increase your health. Yeah, I have to reach for the keyboard, but it's weird, because even if you don't have a joystick configured, when you press the button, the little shining star thing goes, always be my shining star, goes away. It's almost like they meant it to do something and it just doesn't. Let's press the turbo button. There you go, now it's an epilepsy star. It's an Apple Pepsi star, because we're picking up Pepsi. Not really, it's Commander Keen who has Pepsi. Duke Nukem's even more corporate, he likes Coca-Cola. Yeah, I'll pick that up, just to get rid of the message, because once you've had the message once, it never comes on again. I think. Maybe it does. Yeah, you notice that. It seems shooting those green dudes and some other things is actually not determined necessarily by where the projectile is, but the player height at the time that it lands. Or some point between the two. It's a little bit strange. I don't really remember the specifics. Probably some random bit of coding tomfoolery to save cycles somewhere. That's dynamite, isn't it? Of course it is. That's one of them health restore things. Don't need it right now. Well, I can make it so we need it. It's just Gem Duke's head in the spikes. There you go. Now we'll need it. I'll pick it up now. Purely to get rid of that message, because I like the noise those make and I want to hear it next time, like, we run into one. And I can't see myself coming back to that spot. And the poxy buzzer noises. Be sure to let me know if the volume's too high or too low, and I'll wrestle with that worn-out 80s potentiometer again, but Still quite fascinated by the timbrality of the PC speaker pass-through. I kind of wonder if it's different on different motherboards or something. Yeah, this game actually has pretty good sound effects in it, to say it's PC speaker. Like, I quite like the balloon pickup sound and the like atom pickup sound, or the nuclei, or whatever you want to call it. Oh man, it's such an obnoxious noise. I should press the 10 megahertz button. I'm sure it's not meant to do. I'm sure it's something about the FPU runs at like that speed, and when you short the jumpers a certain way, it actually feeds back to the CPU, but bypasses the oscillator that would usually divide it, and essentially ends up overclocking the board. It's not an intended behaviour. The system just crashes, so it's not useful, but it's kind of amusing that you can do it. I think this game will run fine on here, though. Right, what we're going to do... Yeah, there you go. Punch, 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 points. Oh no, it sounded kind of like that to me. It's just yelling points. Oh, we didn't go in that room at the end. I think there's just either loads of spikes down there or loads of items or something. Oh, down there is there? No, I've already been there. Ah, that's mean. Who even does that? Yeah, Duke Nukem's gonna make a pretty penny when he's done with this adventure, because he's just gonna sell all these Duke Nukem discs that he's picked up. I love that sound effect.
It's good.
You know, I'm always of two minds of the thought that you'll never see Duke Nukem in a game again. Because, I mean, look how DNF turned out. Do you really want another one of those? You know, maybe it's better that Duke Nukem goes out with only, like, one shit game and a couple of mediocre ones. At least then his overall track record is generally good. Whereas if they keep making games, they're probably going to wind up being shit in the end, and... I don't want shit Duke Nukem games, like, so I'd rather have no Duke Nukem games, you know, if the alternative is probably crap ones. Gaming industry is so uselessly misguided these days. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they just made one of these confusing as fuck, like, fucking fuck night looking shooters or something, where there's just nothing really to it. But with Duke Nukem in it or something, and it would suck balls. By the way, the turbo button is slower than doing it by hand, so... Like it's not very fast, whereas if you do it by hand, you can make him fuck things. I always like how he cocks his leg up like that when you've held the fire button. It stays if you keep the button down as well. He'll never put his leg back down when you... I never noticed that. He actually has a different set of sprites depending on which way he's facing, like his legs. I would have just assumed they just mirrored it, but... No, even his gun. That's cool. How have I never noticed that? Press up arrow to open door. Yeah, and press keyboard to make message go away. It's a problem in a lot of DOS games. I don't remember what all bonuses are by number. I'd have to go and read the instructions. I need instructions. You know, Duke Nukem was ahead of its curve with all this hand-holding, wasn't it, really? You are entering the next... Why was the sound lag? Like, there was like a delay between me It's 286 stuff. It probably had to load that from somewhere. Entering the next level. Now is a good time to save your game. Oh, well, I can't do that from here, so I have to do it that way. Let's save it on 5 to be confusing. Because you can only save in these little rooms between the levels. Yeah, it's another DOS game, like, tendency. I'm not really sure why. I'm kind of curious. Oh no, my fucking spec scroller's wrong. Hang on, I'm going to fix that real quick. I don't know what motherboard's in here. I'm just going to write clone motherboards. This isn't a neat chipset, it predates it. I'm not sure what it is. Well, it might have still been called neat, but it predates like the 206 or whatever is... Oh no, this doesn't have anywhere near that much RAM. This has 640k DIP RAM. It has a AMD 286-6, or it might as well be. No cache. EV673. What is this, like 256k VGA? And there we go. Let's just call it that. Every DOS store makes that noise, it's great. Whilst I haven't really practiced this any and I just tested the game on another fucking system, I probably will practice Leisure Suit Larry before I play that, because I would still like to stream that at some point. I'm just going to roll smoke. But that game can get lengthy if you get lost in it, and so I don't think it'd be that interesting to watch me being like, I don't remember this. So I'll probably play through that once, like, on my own, and then I'll stream it while I can still remember most of it, like... Because I'd like to go through those as far as I can on this machine, and then... I think it might just barely get to the third one, but I'm not sure if music's on. Especially if I stuck a MIDI card in and borrowed that mostly terrible 32. Because those things are fucking awful, but... I think, what is it, the third game where you can fast start using those? But we could just enjoy the grotty Media Technologies or whoever made this. Media Technologies was the better Adlib clone, wasn't it? I actually quite like this grotty one, I have to be honest. Like, yeah, technically the audio quality is shit and the Yamaha clone on it isn't the most accurate, but it kind of suits this machine. It's the sort of card you would have put in this thing. You're like, damn, I really could do with a better PC, but I just can't afford one. I'll have to keep this 286 a bit longer, even though it's like 1991 now, and... Oh no, floor dildos. Now, whilst this game generally controls well... Fucking cigarette. It is one gripe I have with the controls. That if you take damage... it cancels your jump. Do-do-do-do. That sound kind of like something clanging into the floor or something, that sound. Imagine Duke Nukem punching, like, the ground, like, in celebration. I got a balloon! I want to go the fairground. Ow! This game's mean. I have a funny feeling I'm supposed to go the other way. Uh-oh.
Surprise, Duke. I'll be tracking your every move with my security camera system.
Oh, really? Yeah, track that. Well, it still is. I like the way the sound messes up if you press keys when it's playing. You can still see us, so there must be a camera in this TV there. I don't know, it just amuses me how his head follows you. No, I want that floppy disk. I mean, it'll be broken, like, by now, but... No, I want to be on top. There we go. I ain't a bottom. Duke Nukem probably isn't either. I don't know, he strikes me as the try anything once sort. What? There we go. Oh, there's like bricks there, so you... Yeah, you see those items up there? There's no way to collect those as far as I'm aware. They're just encased in the walls like that. Oh shit, I didn't know you could get through there. There might be some stuff off down the side of the map somewhere, but I think most of what you can see out there is for display only and you can't get to it. I could be totally wrong. I mean, that chute there goes back to the start of the level. And I don't think there's any letters in here. What's in that red door? Don't tell me I needed the blue key in there. But I've just wasted it. I'll take the hit. It's worth it for the balloons. He's going to start a party supply business. See, this is how he got rich. He just sold all the gear that he picked up. Like, you know, it's what paid for his all the stuff he owns in Duke Nukem Forever. He just started selling floppy disks and like party balloons and little handheld TVs or whatever those things are. It hasn't crashed, has it? Your car crashed already, you bitch. It bloody crashed, didn't it? Oh, did it ever crash? Yeah, this is the problem with this machine. It's alright, I can complete the level pretty fast. Like, you know, I'll just rush through it this time. We might have to deal with that occasionally. If it gets annoying, I will just play it on the faster machine. Like, because, I mean, there's no reason not to. I mean, really, that thing's going to play it better than this, but... Oh, no. Eds, did you send me a broken hard drive? It was working fine before. I could press the go faster button, but I think that'll just make it worse. I'll press it anyway. Yeah, that isn't helping. Let's turn it off a second. Yeah, welcome to, oh no. Welcome to 286 World. These are the sort of things you have to deal with. I'm not convinced this machine was ever completely stable, I have to be honest. Like, cost cutting was certainly a factor in the design of this computer. Well, drive did something. Go on, you son of a bitch. Oh man, If I repaired this machine just for it to bust on me again, I'm going to be very annoyed. Son of a bitch. Let's reset. If it doesn't unfuck itself in a minute, then I will just use the other machine. Now I've got no floppy controller. Oh, but now it doesn't report an error with the floppy controller now that it's not working. Come on, you piece of trash. Let's change speed. You know, something tells me this thing isn't very reliable. How many attempts shall we give it? What we'll do, we'll stop, roll a smoke. That'll give it time to maybe get its affairs in order. Then we'll try it one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'll just move over to, like, the other machine. Tell you what we'll do is we'll thump it a bit. Maybe there's spiders in there or something that might spook them out. Maybe. I don't know, but you know, might work. It does sometimes. Sometimes you punch these things and they change their mind a little bit. You know, they turn around and they're like, oh shit, is serious now. Doesn't usually do this. I don't usually have this issue with it. I think I have seen it before. It's not the RAM. I replaced the RAM with working RAM. And plus it does tend to beep at you when the RAM's bad, so... There's sort of bank somewhere around here, the old shit. I should test it in something. So the stars I think might be a bit excessive, but punching it in the side, that should remind it that it's supposed to do something. I did anticipate this. I do have the Fast 286 right here, so we can just hook that up if we have to. I'd have to start the game again, but yeah, that's alright. That's not a big deal. I'd only done one level, well, 2 levels. So I can just skip through them without getting the items. It's not like there's, you know, gun upgrades or robo hands or anything like that in there. Let's try her again. Thing is, I guarantee if I tested it before the stream, it would have all worked flawlessly. It only breaks when you stream. Come on, trash heap. I heard the drive, like, clatter. Come on. Oh, it's rattling. It's trying. Come on. You can do it. It's not like I can boot off a floppy disk to see if it's still readable. I mean, it was when we were doing a disk access. We're not fixing it again if it's lost another hard drive. Ain't gonna happen. Number lock's still responsive, so we have that. Piece of crap. There's nothing stuck in any of the floppy drives that should be triggering this. I think it might be broken. Yeah. Yeah, it's only just gotten this drive put in, so... it's done busted itself. Oh, well, then I guess we've got to play with Lisa instead. We'll fix this some other time. I mean, it's not like I'm going to play all the Duke Nukem 1 episodes today, so... You know, we might have this working again by then, but I don't really fancy trying to repair it in the middle of a stream. So I don't even know what I would need to do to fix it at this point. I think it's maybe just in a bad mood. See, Lisa has a very tight hull and you can't fit that many keyboards in it, so... So I have to dig out another keyboard just to use the fucking thing. Oh, what's up with that? Well, my gamepad fit. My gamepad! It's already on this machine, so I shouldn't need that. Ow! Electric shock. I guess that's not grounded then. Caught my arm against, like, the broadcast monitor. Indeed. Well, there we go. Better update the spec scroller. And it has a Master Boomer stone card. Yeah, the thing I caught my arm on is it doesn't work, so it does, but it just goes black and white after a while. I can't figure out why yet. Now you want high tech, you see that "here I go again" line? That's random. So every time you start the machine up, you get a different line. They're mostly just like song titles from the Raccoons. Starts up faster than the 6 MHz one, don't it? We can just buffer that, I suppose. Oh yeah, there's a line from the show. I put that there purely because it doesn't really make much sense. None of this would happen if you hadn't have lost your job. There's a few things make me wonder if Lisa Lougheed failed English in school. To be honest, doesn't really matter. She was competent at vocals. Colours definitely won't look as good on this card, because you see the Everex used a high quality deck for its time. The Trident used an exceptionally low quality one because it was trying to be cheap. Oh man, the noise floor's a bit higher on this sound card. Yeah, maybe it could work. I mean, if I did the soundtrack for something myself, I'd have no choice. It'd just be 80s gear anyway, because it's all I fucking have, really. Unless I want to write for the MU-90 again, which I do feel like doing sometimes. I told you, game, there's no A button on my joystick, and button 2 is button 1. So, I want to jump with button 2, which is button 1, so we press J.
Get some cum.
I'm sorry if it's too loud. I have no way of knowing. We'll adjust that when we get there. Yeah, we already read this. Still haven't. Actually doesn't sound that loud to me. Oh man, it feels fast now. It feels way too fast. I've got used to 6 megahertz speeds. Hopefully I can fix that machine. Hopefully it's just a wire falling out this time. Well, you want to try the cost of 70s synths? This is why I'm looking at like ARP Odysseys, because it's like not like I'm going to be able to afford a Prophet 5 now, is it? And the Odysseys are going up, but I might just be able to scrape one for Christmas. Of course, I'm still hoping I can find a busted Prophet 5. Always buy broken. It's cheaper. And it usually isn't really broken, it's usually just, oh no, this fuse is gone. I actually thought about getting a Korg Poly 800, because they're quite cheap here, but... Yeah, at least compared to other synths, but I figured it may be a bit costly for what it is. I'm not getting a reproduction synth, you can fuck off, I'd rather do without. No, you get what you pay for, and the price isn't even that much difference between the reproduction Odyssey and the original, to be honest, so you might as well just get the original and accept the fact you're going to have to service it at some point. Oh man, this is way too fast. I'm tempted to deturbo the machine down to 8 megahertz just to make the play speed closer to the 6 megahertz one. And I said I was going to skip all of this, didn't I? Because we already came through here. And actually, I don't think it's necessarily bad, because I need to get a feel for it again. Points, 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 points. I don't think they make a reproduction of the Prophet 5. I think that's more a case of there'll just be a bunch of them shitty pie in a box like things that say, oh, it has modes that are like Prophet 5s, which is useless to me. Waste of money. Don't bother. Oh, it's like that Reface DX where they talk about DX7 type shit, and it's not even a 6 operator fucking thing that it's like doing in there. I mean, no one ever used all 6 operators on the fucking keyboard anyway. I don't even think the factory presets did, but this speed is really disorientating to me now. I'll get the hang of it, but things are just, like, really kind of awkward. I'm used to it. Yeah, I don't know. It's... I wouldn't waste my money. Like I say, the price difference isn't even usually that high, so if they're making one of those, it's probably the same deal there, where you're paying like $4,500 instead of $5,000. You might as well just pay the full fucking price and get the real thing. And if you can't afford it, just buy something else. I'd rather have a real Odyssey than a fake Prophet. And if I can't get one of those, I'd rather have a fucking realistic MG1 than a fake Odyssey. Oh, I don't care whether it does. It won't be fucking accurate. It'll never sound right. These things never do. Oh yeah, save the game, right. Save it on 5 because it's what we did last time. It's definitely a lot faster on this machine. You still get a bit of load time though. We'll just skip straight to the end of the level because... Oh, maybe there's letters in there. I want my 6 megahertz machine then. If it needs another hard drive, I'm not fixing it again. No. Repro synths are just... No. They're shite. Every one of them I've ever had, they never sound right. And then you have to deal with all the fucking hassle that comes with them, where you probably just have even less instructions than you do for the original, because you know it won't be fucking compatible. It'll be like all that DX7 shit, where none of it speaks fucking DX7 language. It has no idea what the fucking, like, patch fucking, you know, format is for the fucking thing. Yeah, fuck the fucking DX100. Piece of crap. I don't want a real DX100. I don't want to touch FM synthesis. It can get bent. I've had my fun with it. And it even wasn't fun. I think the only reason I ever used the fucking stuff was because I had to, aside from dicking around with the Mega Drive years ago. And my controls locked up then, that was weird. Maybe just a loose connection. Joystick doesn't fit in the back because, again, Lisa's got tight slots and tight holes and... Yeah, I mean, it's... As much as I bash on, like, the Access virus, at least they seem to have done that with their fucking synths. They sound shite-like, but at least they just made their own thing. It just wasn't very good. Or if it is, nobody's using them right, because all I've ever heard those do is make these really weak-ass sine wave noises. And I don't like weak-ass sine wave noises. I like my synthesizers to bite, you know? I don't think we need to be in there yet. That's our way back up from down there. Let's leave the health. I think our fast key is over to the left and down, but... I'll tell you what there will be reproductions of is that fucking Roland Jupiter, because they don't think they ever stopped making the fucking thing. Who the fuck needs innovation, right? That is a synth engine I have pretty much no time for. I never was impressed by it. You can make good music with it, but it just always seemed awkward to me, unnecessarily so, like... And it's Roland gear, so you know it'd break in my hands if I were to touch one. Yeah, probably, but I mean, nobody paid it any attention. I mean, Casio advanced it with, like, IPD, and nobody fucking paid that any attention either, so... This game's really mean sometimes. And that is something I wouldn't mind maybe getting someday is, like a VZ1 or something. I mean, it's written down as been hard to fucking program, but I don't know that I necessarily believe that until I see it, because the CZ1's written down as been hard to program, and it's piss easy. It's probably, aside from fucking square wave generators, it's probably the easiest digital synth to program I've ever, like, been around, the CZ. The VZ, from what I've seen, doesn't look that different, only it has, like, a, you know, a graph of the waveform on screen in real time, so... I definitely wouldn't mind playing with one. Kind of worried about, oh, would I be able to get tools to use it, but it's a fucking Casio. I'm pretty certain that it'll just work with Cakewalk out of the box, like... You know, you would be able to set Cakewalk up to send or receive system-exclusive messages, and it'll just do as it's told. There'd be none of this disc-not-ready bullshit that Yamaha devices like to come out with. And then when you put a disc in, you get cartridge not ready, because as far as I could tell, with the DX7, it seems you could only transfer, like, disc data and cartridge data and not internal data. So you would have to move things to the cartridge and then to a floppy disk. I mean, sure, you know, system exclusive, blah blah blah, but that wasn't reliable on the DX7. The firmware tended to crash if you did that, so... Yeah, let's save that nuclei. Nuclei or whatever, I can't remember the word. I think there's 2 more keys hiding in this level. Let's go and open those doors and we'll find out. But yeah, I definitely want to get myself an analog synth for Christmas. And it has to be an old 70s bastard. I don't want any of this modern shit. Oh yeah, there's more keys. Let's get that message out there. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure if they'd use the same sort of membrane as the CZs. As far as I remember, the CZ synths just have like a strip of rubber domes. They don't have that weird zebra strip that Yamaha likes to put in that you have no chance of ever fucking repairing. I don't know why Yamaha had to be so awkward with their gears. It does fascinate me that the MU was such a good piece of kit. Because it's like, you know, this company produced crap for fucking years, and then suddenly in the 90s they come out with this prosumer line that's actually good. Yeah, and this level beats you up a little bit when you don't know where you're going, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it's like 50,000 points or something. Don't remember now, but... You take damage but get points. Man, I had a dynamite obsession with this level. See, I know there's a thing there, like, I need to get down there, and I don't quite remember how to do it. There's no gaps in these platforms, is there? I guess we'd have to go underneath it somehow. I mean, that's certainly where the blue key is. So we need that and the green one. The green one, I'm sure, was up on the grey platform, so... Jesus Christ, really? Why do you have to be so mean, game? Being mean. Let me guess, lots of dynamite? No, they're all fucking empty, except that one. Oh, that's a green key. So it is on the grey platforms. Yeah, it's not possible to do without taking damage, but they put a soda can there, so they thought about it. Because you're fucked if you're on your last bar of health, though. Ow! Why am I trying to shoot those? They're not shootable. Well, I mean, technically they are, but it doesn't damage them. Ah, we got all the keys. We can leave now. Ow! I'll leave this way, because I think the health box fell. It did. Let's see what can kill us on the way down. Well, nothing, apparently. I almost got cocky there and ruined it. Yeah, fuck you, security camera. There'll still be loads left. We're not getting that bonus, but... I don't have the other letters. Sure, I'll push the button. I got the access card. Yeah, there is. It has pretty good sound effects on this game. If you find the boots on the next level, you'll be able to jump higher. Save your game now. And what if I don't? I still find it weird how the prompt disappears when you press a joystick button, but the thing doesn't. Weird. Really weird. But it are what it are. Oh yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with the design of that level. there's plenty of room to evade the dynamite, so... You know. And where you can't avoid damage, they tend to put soda cans for you. And in this game, you can't blow soda cans up with dynamite either. So that's one of the most annoying things in Duke Nukem 2, is that, you know, you fucking blow a fucking bomb up and you end up losing it because, like, you know, you end up losing a soda because it goes... Oh fuck, I might as well just use the post-shock invincibility now. Ah! I forgot that was there. Fuck. Cruel! Oh yeah, I got a gun upgrade. Ah, fuck you ain't killing me today. Oh great, it's Proton.
I see you're still trying, Duke. Never mind, my robot drones will soon be the end of you.
Oh, really? I don't think so, Proton. I've dealt with your sort before. Yeah. So... I was always kind of disappointed with the animation for those in Duke 2 as well, where the can rockets off up in the air, but the six-pack doesn't. There's the boots. I quite like that animation. It seems to be random. I've never figured out if anything actually triggers it. I always felt rocking the control before you jump maybe made it more likely, but I don't think it does. Yeah, I'm slowly getting used to this faster speed. But yeah, the six-pack, it just sort of falls to bits. It doesn't explode and rocket into the ceiling or anything. Oh, there was an opening there. I want it. I want in that game. You ain't jipping me. You can't jip a gypsy, you fucking bastards. Even if he is only like 1/4 or something. The old brain still ticks over and realises what you're trying to do to me. Yeah, Crystal Cave's animation is really smooth in places. To the point where it's almost obnoxious, the little fucking headlight falling off him and stuff. Ow! And that's what I was on about before, with taking damage cancelling out your jumps. Why would you install fans onto wooden boxes? Yeah, we definitely have to stop this Proton fellow. I think he's a bit crazy. Almost just looks like random garbage tiles, that, doesn't it? I guess it's meant to be high-tech. Oh, it took health off me, the bastard! I was in the doorway! And of course, there's just no door here. I imagine the door is actually the fourth wall at this point, where you'd be looking through it. Like the door would be, well, where the door would be if it was visible, like there. But it's in front of Duke instead of behind him. Very tough, but there's also a secret shortcut. Oh, I think I know which one this is. I quite like this level. It's a bland-looking level, but yeah, it's memorable at least. Orange soda! Let's see what we can do with my fingers are going numb. Yeah, I might have to go to the doctor's because I got no sensation in my big toe. It just disappeared like days ago. It hasn't come back. Okay, that was smart design, I'll give that to them. Putting that TNT in the way of the fan. This is where they start being devious little bastards. What the hell is that stuck in mid-air? No. The Acme sign made it look like there was a hole there and the red crate was just stuck. I was like, how have I never noticed that? Like, do you have to be stood at a certain place? Game's also very strict about putting AIs to sleep when it's not on screen. Bastards. I think there's only a health power-up at the end of that. Well, it's really not worth going down though. Shot the soda and then missed it. Great. Yeah, nothing over there. Yeah, I'll take hits from the bunnies. Ow! I couldn't see him. I was like how they teleport to the floor. What it is. There are some weird programming quirks with this game, there really are, in the way it was made. I could have probably skipped that power-up, would have been nice. Save it, but... Oh yeah, more gun. Yeah, it's there's some games that they were really smooth. This one's not that smooth, it's pretty janky this game. Let's be honest, it's not the smoothest experience. It's a four-way side-stepping game. Duke has like at most like 5 walking frames, although he does have ones for each direction he faces, which I've never really noticed before. So there's that going for it. To be honest, I would consider this kind of frame rate acceptable. Yeah, I don't think I ever dabbled with Win16. I think it was all Win32 API that I dicked around with. I don't remember much about it. Other than, like I say, I used to apply that flat property to buttons and stuff for some reason. I don't know if I'd have anything left. I think this is the shortcut it mentioned. No, it was a needless distraction. We just went down. That's nice. So we took damage for nothing. I'm gonna take my frustrations out on this fan. There we go. Probably, but I mean, I think .NET installers and shit used to have them, so... I didn't really write anything for Windows until not long before I just threw it in the towel and stopped writing code anyway. Most things I wrote were pretty simple, they were just to do one job, so there was no need to have a GUI on them. They just run from the command line. With very simple command line parameters and none of this, like, you know, 3 sentences long Unix command line stuff. This is the super secret shortcut. Bit short and healthy, yep. That's interesting that we found that. Problem is, I think you'd have to walk back to get the K And I ain't doing that. It's not like we can get through that. Every one of these games from this time had one of these kinds of levels in it, didn't it? Like Keen has that one where you can drop out the bottom of the map to get to the secret level. I don't think this game has any secret levels. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a big deal, you know. I can work without it. I just have to remember what's what, like either writing it down or in my head. So it's. I think there's like an additional handshake with the CZ1. I'm not sure of the purpose of that. Maybe if there were multiple CZ1s in the... Yeah, there you go, you see, we can't get the K. Doesn't matter. But yeah, there's some additional handshake you have to do. The other ones all just follow the same conventions as the CZ101. And the CZ1 basically does, but there has to be this extra set of shit sent fast that I don't quite remember now. It's documented somewhere, I think, and if it's not, I can almost certainly sniff it out of the MIDI cable. I see you've survived my maze of madness. I might have underestimated you. Strange that message didn't come on automatically. All the other ones do. They come up on their own when you walk past Proton's TV screen. Is it worth me going up there? I mean, there's no health power up there, so... Well, let's have it. Ah, crap, the key's down there. Or the keyhole, at least. Ah! So now I'm overcompensating for the additional speed. It still feels fast to me, you know? Take advantage of PSI there. That's weird, why do they have that black edge on them like that? And why is it different? Oh no, I think I'm just getting muddled up with the black lines behind the pipe. Yeah, like I say, I wouldn't worry about it, you know, just for me. I can whack things without such tools by now. Oh, I haven't run out of papers, have I? So then I have to walk to, like, the fucking gas station now. That's fine. That's fine. We'll build a 200cc one, see how they like that. But not until after Christmas, because I want to save up for my Christmas present. I can't be doing with paying fines like this. Oh yeah, yeah. Dr. Proton, he's like proper into his 90s tech. You're doing quite well so far. Let's see if you can keep it up. Also, remember to save. I don't really yell at you about that. Then again, I suppose people would get mad and just blame the developers. Well, I didn't know I could only save in that room. And my poor fucking 6 MHz 286. I think Duke Nukem's sprite looks kind of like Donald Trump in this game. Just a little bit. Like, you know, if you didn't know what the game was called, you probably could easily pass it off as, oh, it's this really old, like, Donald Trump game from, like, the 90s. But you can't because everybody's heard of Duke Nukem, so... There probably is some really stupid conspiracy I could come up with now about Duke Nukem being Donald Trump. I might have to try and come up with one. No, it's Edge drive on the Tampon 386's controller. It was working. Hey, this here... Let's see if I can get in position. That used to be the wallpaper on my Pentium 75, just a screenshot of that. And I'm baffled as to how I managed to get a screenshot of it. I must have had some utility. Punch, 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 punch. Yeah, I might have to have a go at this Duke Nukem is Donald Trump in the future thing, you know. He's stopping the illegal aliens from getting into America. Dr. Proton represents big tech like Facebook and everything. I didn't want to pick that up. Oh, I like that sound effect. Yeah, there definitely were utilities, so it's all I can think is I must have used one. Unless I was running Windows and it was more competent at doing that than I remember it being, but I'm sure I remember that not working so well. I hate those fucking robots. Stupid robots! Oh, there wasn't much in there, was there? That was a waste of my time. Thanks, game. Levels are actually better looking than I remember, to be honest. I don't remember there being as much texture variety as there is. Yeah, let him come down here. There you go. Zot. Maybe. It would make sense, I suppose. I'm sure I remember it just pasting, doing that weird thing where it pastes nothing and you just end up with video overlay, like where you can see through the window. I never did quite understand how that worked. It always just seemed a bit odd to me. It's like, how can you paste nothing? I mean, that's obviously what it's doing, is like pasting null when you can see through the paint window, but still. Oh, I think this is where we get the robo hand, isn't it? Must be. Ow! Not far. Press up arrow here after you've found the robo hand. Ah! My head!
This is gonna fuck up my hair.
Ah! Oh! Ah! Let's ignore all of that for now. Yeah, I think you just ended up with an empty white bitmap if you tried to save it or something. I already been in here. Where the fuck is this Robo head? I want Robocop, damn it! Where is it? Come on! I hate these green things. Try and kill some of them on the way down. Don't have any keys. Maybe there's a higher way I can go. I just haven't done that yet. Ah. Crap! I always wanted to look at that frame by frame, like does the elevator start coming up before you land on it? Just as soon as it's within drawing range? Because it almost feels like it does.
In spite of your resistance, my plan to rule the earth will not be stopped.
Ah, there it is. It was convenient he left it up on this little podium for us. Nice and easy to find. Proton's a nice, thoughtful... He's gone. And he must have needed to take a dump or something. Ow! I was sure there'd be one of them green dudes, though. I'm getting that before I go in, because I'm low on health. Robo-hand. It's like the key that keeps on giving. Shame the electrics interrupted the sound effect. Oh no. It's very noisy in here, actually. Just leave the machine idle in this room and I think it'll annoy people pretty quickly. Not very nice. Yeah, he did. I think he was always meant to be in DNF anyway. He's a horribly underutilised villain. Yeah, again, I think he was meant to be in Manhattan Project at one point and make more fixes, just kind of a reskin of him. Because I think the game refers to him as Proton internally. Find the grappling hooks to beat the next level. So is this the mercury mines? Use them to grab onto special grated ceilings. Grated cheese? Oh man, I like the sound of the next level. Proton. I think it's going up. Tiling looks a bit dodgy in places. I always thought this reflective effect was a little bit dodgy. It's not the prettiest thing. Although I think that's just age been mean to it, because it looked pretty good the first time I saw it. Now it just looks kind of gash. Go on, you Catherine Will bastard. Go back to Catherine. You're not wanted here. Sound bugged out though. Yeah, I never did play the DLC. I'd had enough of the game by then. yeah, you could say that. I think those were one of the things that made the Duke Nukem influence pretty blatant about that thing. I don't think this is the right way to go, but we'll go this way. Yeah, no, there's fuck all here. Oh, don't waste the soda. Oh yeah, you don't take damage if you hit them from the top, because Duke Nukem is Mario now. It's me, Mario! I wonder what happened if I put them on take in here. They can crawl! Mario's a bit of a weirdo. He stuck his willy in the electrics. Got a shock and then thought that he liked it because he's one sick fuck. Oh, that was a dick move. Why won't you die? There we go. Ah, yeah. This is just cruel. Yeah, maybe. I can't remember. I didn't want to do that yet. Oh, you bastards. Oh yeah, I got balloons. Duke Nukem's going to have one hell of a party after that. Well, I still think he's just going to sell all this shit. That's where his riches come from. You could have given me health, game. You could have, but you actually did. Okay, that's alright then. Bit of lag. I wonder how the 6 MHz machine would have handled that. So hopefully we get it working for episode 2 and 3, because I can't see me going through those tonight. I'll only be going another, like, maybe an hour at most. At most. Probably not even that long. So only a short one, I don't have much time. Probably, there's... You know, it's not like Duke Nukem itself was the most original game in the land. Several secret bonuses you can earn on each level. Register to get the complete list. I have registered the game, you bastard. There are quite a lot of them here. Robots. I mean, there's definitely like Journey to Silius graphics and stuff in this game. I'll just shoot that soda then by accident, you fucking bastard robots. Ah! It must be getting a bit later in the game. I get the feeling we've probably gone past the halfway point now. I feel bad for those guns on wheels, they almost never shoot you. All those rockets though, you would think the government would notice that there's this guy just stockpiling fucking missiles like that. And give him a serious talking to, you know. Like, long before it got to this point. And again, it's a government, and those aren't exactly known for being competent, so... Yeah, actually, they probably wouldn't notice. They probably sold them to him. Yeah, it used to be a bit of a joke for a time when we was going off to blow the fucking Middle East up. It was like, how do you know, like, Bin Laden's got weapons of mass destruction? Well, because we've still got the receipts. Of course, it turned out there weren't really any there, but... Don't know why, but those things always remind me of Bananoid. Oh crap, it's Proton. Yeah, I always thought there was something a bit odd about them flames. It's like fucking Mario Brothers 3 enemies get into Duke Nukem.
I hate heroes. Your luck is about to run out. Perhaps now would be a good time to flee, Duke.
Probably, because I mean there's loads of things up there, which is great when you have to swap between keyboard and joint controller. Oh, of course it hit the soda. Yeah, take the hit, get the balloon. Clang-a-clang. There's that thing I was on about, where the shots, like, yeah, it seems to be based on where the player is when the shot lands, or some point between where the player is and where the shot was fired. It's rather odd. I don't Don't know the exact science behind it, but feels like one of them weird things that it turned out they did to save CPU somehow, even though I can't really fathom how that would work. It doesn't make sense that such a feature would really exist otherwise. Don't know where that key's supposed to go. Let's just shoot that. Oh no, I wanted to go over there. I'm going over that game, you ain't stopping me. Oh, I fall faster than those. Cool. I always thought those fell faster than me. I think we fall faster than the red ball things. They probably use the same falling code. Yeah, they certainly, you know, with the flames and stuff, hadn't quite figured out what Duke Nukem was going to be yet, I guess. Was he a kid's game? Was he an arcade game? I guess we're not getting up there. That would have probably been our way back down. We probably don't need to be up there. Jeez, how many of those is there? I don't want to pick that up. Damn it. Can't get up there. I still... What I find's fucking out of place in a game is those Pepsi cans in Keen 2. Like how you can stand on top of them. That always just seemed really off to me. I think we need to be up there. We've already been up there. Yeah, it's quite a hazardous environment, this. So, where does this key go? I mean, these levels are only two-dimensional, so there's not many places things can be. There we go. Yeah, it's bonus hint. Oh, well, we already figured that out. So that tells us one of the bonuses. I guess by this point in the like coming up with notes for between levels, they'd kind of run out of ideas of what to put there. Yeah, I don't think it's inherently bad though, because they're all basically the same size. Like, even though it makes little sense in reality, having them be like, you know, pretty much all one fucking tile large, they're visible at least. You can see them, but the cans having a solid top in Keen 2 is really strange, and there's places where it makes the game just not really handle very well. It's quite a weak game, Keen 2, I feel. I may live stream Keen Dreams one day, even though I don't like it. Like, it could just be fun. Not as like a main thing, probably not to completion, but I could complete it. But maybe not all the levels. A lot of the levels in that you can just walk through. I think I've been bit by some. I can't remember the little ticket gate thing, but certainly if you have enough bombs to kill King Boob Tube or whatever his name was. I don't think there's any reason not to send that platform across the map yet. It's not like I can really get up there, is it? No. Even then, we might be able to get back down here. Oh, cancel the sound effect. I wanted to listen to it. Oh, can we get all the letters? Ah! Yeah. Damage cancels jumps. Uh-oh. Don't want to pick that up. I need to find the key. It's probably one of those. Did these knock me backwards? I didn't push that direction. I don't think I did. Maybe I did. Maybe my finger rocked over just a little. Damn it, give me that balloon. That isn't a letter K, that's explosives. Oh well, I landed on A platform, that's halfway to what I wanted. There we go. Will you stop dynamiting me, please? Ah! Man, this is fucking lethal. Points. Ah! What a nasty, nasty level. I quite like it, but... it's a bit cruel.
Duke, join me now and live or continue this foolishness, and I'll squash you myself.
You like squashing things, do you? I think you'd get on really well with Lara Croft. Still need to do that drawing. Yeah, Key's renderer is bloody efficient. As much as I want to go in there, wherever that goes to the right there. As much as I bash on like id's generally crappy coding, Keen's renderer is really good. And that was before the shittiness set. I think the moral of the story is don't try to take shortcuts in this room, as it will hurt. Man, see the backdrop there? Looks kind of weird. I just don't really expect a backdrop to exist on this level. It probably is, in effect. Can't really, I get the feeling they just used to, like with games back then, incrementally upgrade whatever they had. Like, the engine is probably a direct descendant of Keen Vorticon's engine, and then Keen Galaxy is just a direct descendant of that. Oh yeah, I forgot Proton had a bubble city. Sounds like fucking Garly bubble gum pop or something. Go through that door and you're gonna hear Aqua playing, or like the cartoons or something. You're like, Dr. Jones. You're gonna hear that ooh ee ooh ting ting walla walla bing bing. Ooh ee ooh ting ting walla walla bing bang. Or it's raining red balls. Why does it have to rain red spiky balls and not men? It's supposed to be raining men. Ah, I can make my own obnoxious noises, C-game. Find the access card first, then insert it in here. Oh, I got some that you can insert in your slot. Might hurt you a bit though. Nowhere to not collect that soda, so you know, we didn't need it, we might as well shoot it and just get more points. There's the exit, I think. Something like, yeah, it must be. Where else are we gonna go? Having said that, this is Proton's hideout. Would this level have an exit? I don't think it would, because you just have Proton. To be honest, I kind of like the face on the little flames. Almost looks like they don't like being on fire. It's probably Proton's previous victims is just doused in petrol. He just decides, no, I'm going to burn you now. Like, let's put a lamp on top of it. Ah, collected that, you bastards. Ah, needs a key. Drat. Oh, I've got the access card though. Ah! Well then, we'll go and go in that door up there. Ah, stupid jumping robots, you can't get me up here. I'm too quick for you and I'm too clever. Fuck you, you motherfucking helicopters! Fuck you, fuck! Motherfucking helicopters! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck! Easily one of the most annoying enemies in the game. Oh yeah, of course it hit the soda. I don't remember that one, I'm not sure I've ever seen it. I know it's one of Studio Ghibli's films, but I don't know if I've ever seen it or if I just don't remember anything about it. Odds are I must have seen at least some of it, because my mother had this brief obsession with Studio Ghibli films. Especially fucking Kiki's Delivery Service for some reason. And I definitely don't remember jack shit about that film. Not to say it was a bad film, I don't remember it being a bad film, I just don't think I had any real interest in it. Yeah, well, I hate helicopters, they all need fucking grounded. Helicopters just seem like cheating to me. No grace and elegance about them. Zeppelins need to make a comeback. Oh great, 2 motherfucking helicopters. Fuck you, fuck motherfucking helicopters. That goes back down to here, does it? Feels like there should be other things up here, but I don't know. Motherfucking helicopters. That sounds glorious. I would start to dislike the people responsible very quickly. Oh no, this red keel... Did I go in there? Oh, I think he's stuck. Yeah, he can't move. What, this is the same place? Heh? I'm sure something isn't making sense here, or I could be wrong. Oh, I don't want that right now, game. But thanks for the offer. I can't remember what little umbrella means on, like, shipping crates and stuff. Sound went funny again. Ah! Clear your way out. Where's the other key? There it is, that one was easy to get. Ah! It's a burning. I'll pick up the soda, that'll replenish some of my some of my health. Was that teleporter always down there? Howdy, Junkyard W. Oh no, I need to be this way. It's the exit's over there. Keep calling it the exit, but it's not like it's really going to be an exit in this game, like in this level. Right, is there any reason for me to not send that Robo-Hen platform out yet? And there will be. Bastards. Well, we'll go and check before we take that for granted, I suppose. Oh, I'm taking damage everywhere now. It wouldn't surprise me that people would have to get their ideas somewhere. It seems most things have been mounted to bicycles over the years. I always found those little things weird where you basically just have a propeller attached to a fucking char on a parachute. I'm gonna wind up dead if I'm not careful. Yeah, now I'm in danger. Oh shit, bunnies. Run. Is the... Ah, damn, I misfired. Never done that before, honest. Yeah, this place is not nice. All the nuclear barrels. This game doesn't have death pits, does it? Doesn't seem that way. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I don't really see it ending well. I mean, what happens if it floats too much and you just take off into the sky?
I'm coming down to crush you, Duke. It's just you and me now.
He really does have a thing for crushing. I definitely think he'd get on very well with Lara Croft, with Dr. Proton here.
Proton.
Crouton. Yeah, should I have left that? Because I mean, I can come back for it if I take it. Ow! Then again, he's not that hard to kill from what I remember. You just... Yeah. Have fun outside the atmosphere with no, like, protection, Proton. Man, he did a lot of damage to the planet. Far more than the aliens do in Duke 3D. Well, they just kind of wreck the economy. Proton has, like, full-blown terrorism, like... Press a button. Oh, that one responds to the joystick. Yeah, I suppose. If you're feeling ballsy enough to try it, press a button. It works here, but nowhere else in the game. What? So, I guess it must have been an intended feature.
Proton, you coward. You can run, but you can't hide.
Once my forces are together, I'll be back to rule Earth.
Not if I can stop you first. Here I come. Come get some.
To be continued. In episode 2, Duke rockets to the moon to infiltrate Dr. Proton's massive lunar fortress. Continue your adventure in Mission Moonbase, where you'll encounter new levels, new puzzles, new graphics, and more non-stop action. Yeah, why do the buttons work on that dialogue and on the other stuff? They just make the little star prompt thing disappear. I really think they meant to hook it up, and it just didn't work. I'd be interested to know if the ones at the end of the game still respond to it when it's not set to use a joystick. Because, you know, it does the other ones, it disappears if you hold joystick buttons down, even when it's not configured. I don't know. On some things, they used to pressurise the gas into a liquid. Like, when they didn't want it, like, they could basically move it either way. They could pump it into a gas bladder as gas, and then they could suck it back out and compress it and turn it into a liquid. It responds there as well, it's weird. I don't know. So that's the first episode of Duke Nukem 1. I don't think I'll be playing the rest of them today, but I'd like to at some point. That would be nice. I don't have too much time left. Yeah, so if I press a button, it starts again. But like I say, when you look, it responds to joypad buttons there. But if we go and trigger a dialogue of some sort in-game, like let's go and get that soda that's over here. There you go, the tar key. It makes the star go away, but it doesn't make the box go away. Really does feel like it was meant to do something and it just wasn't put in. Maybe they forgot. But then you'd think they might have caught it at some stage. Just maybe. But I guess not. Maybe they just didn't play with controllers themselves. It does feel like it probably was optimised for a keyboard, that game. Oh yeah, we have the other episodes, but I don't think I'll play those today. Could find something else to time waste on for like maybe 15 minutes or so. It was always going to be a short stream, this one. Heck. See, I didn't realise Cosmo actually sported the joystick, but it's under Game Redefine, which is a bit weird. Let's see if the 6 MHz box will work again. Let's give it a quick test. And if not, then I'll plug Lisa back in. We'll do the usual, I've finished what I'm doing, I'll just play some Solitaire or something. Oh yeah, that uses that other keyboard that's already hooked up. That's going to block the light. Oh well, let it block the light. No big deal. Don't need to hook up the joystick to this thing. Let's see if it's still been broken. Maybe it just got a bit too hot or something. Oh yeah, it does that now. Battery's fine, it's just CMOS RAM that doesn't seem to be working anymore. I'm sure that's the correct setting for this disc. Yeah, it is. I'm sure it is. Yeah, basically. I always figured she probably would be. Yeah, let me have a quick look here. Let me check this. That the parameters I used were correct. 251. -1, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, 2617. Yeah, that's correct. No point in changing anything else. It doesn't matter about the date or anything. Oh no, we've got the dark screen thing. But it doesn't matter about floppy disk controllers. Have to restart until the screen brightens up. I think there's a bad capacitor on the VGA card somewhere. Keep restarting, it'll fix itself eventually. Oh, come on. Yeah, this thing's a wreck. Thought that would throw the capture card out for a second though. That would be bad. I'd probably have to restart OBS. Are you gonna boot for me? There we go. It does work again. I don't really know what was wrong with it. What I'll do is I'll try replaying the first episode in my own time. And see if it can make it through. And if it does, then we'll just assume it was like a bad fucking day for it. Don't really have anything else on here at the moment. I can get things here if I like network it, but not really much to put on. Definitely, like I say, I want to do like Leisure Suit Larry someday. Certainly not today. We'll just have a game of Solitaire, because that's how I always end my fucking streams, with fucking Solitaire. And then I'll look into mending this machine some other fucking time. The multimedia extensions for Windows 3.0 thing's weird in how requires a 286, but pretty much all the features require a 386, so it's pointless to install. It's damn near impossible to find it now anyway. Quick, let me hook that up. Assuming it has it in Windows 3.0, I'm not actually certain it does. But we can try. It has a CD drive now, so I mean, there's our random strings of text again. I quite like that feature. It's a little bit silly, but it's oh yeah, I have to do this, don't I? So that excessively small keyboarding hole. By the way, the vertical lines are actually somewhat visible on the monitor. Jesus Christ, that get washed out, doesn't it? I don't get the networking thing in this OS. It's broken. Oh, crappy scribble. That card, it's a crummy scribble. Yeah, I do have Solitaire. We'll put that in noob mode. Oh no, no outline dragging. We'll do it the hard way. We'll make the machine work for a living. Maybe not. A little bit janky, that, isn't it? Oh, good. But I got this really, really nasty feeling that if and I decide... Somehow I doubt this Trident card really helps. It's not a very fast card. And what I don't understand is if you run Keen 4 on it, it basically comes out with, you've got an EGA card, but I was told that it doesn't have any emulation for features like that. So I'm not really sure what to think. It's probably going to require more testing. Yeah, let's move that. That might be a silly move, but then what else could we move? Fucking whore. You son of a bitch! You bitch! You son of a bitch! Now how are you going to get out of it? I'm not going to get out of it, Rick. Drop the book! He's going to drop the book! You, Nick Foley, best-selling author, father of the year, couch potato, want to wrestle me, Ric Flair, live? Yeah, really? Yeah, really? Yeah, really? Countdown to lockdown. Watch this. Woo! I love the absurdity of that shit. Yeah, I think it might. It's been a while since I've had the Pentium Overkill out. I'd like, maybe next time I play Duke DC, I might play it on that thing. It might lump along a little bit, but it would be interesting to try at least. It's not a bad machine, that Pentium Overkill. It's not a very good machine necessarily either, but it's not a bad machine. It'd be a lot better if it had other hardware in it, but at the same time, I have perfectly competent machines, and so I don't really have any gripes with having, like, you know, a slightly less competent one set up. It isn't a big deal to me. Like, I don't mind having a gimmicky machine that isn't necessarily very useful. Oh no, why does it always go wrong like this? Really? Yeah. Really? I don't know if we'll be able to move that. We'll keep an eye out. Oh, we have the 8. I think there was a black 7 somewhere. Oh, we'll move that while we can. Yeah, there is. Okay. So that was... we were going for what? Oh, yeah. I get it. Does not fill me with confidence. I forgot to see if there was a black 9. Now I've moved, so I can't undo it. No big deal. There is no black 9 though. So that might have fucked us over a little bit. Maybe I can go... It's not really what I wanted to do, but... We're better seeing if there's a 3 of hearts. 2 of hearts, 2 hearts that beat as one. It was almost the stage entry music for this machine, but it got changed to Hold Back Tomorrow because it seemed a little bit more fitting. Oh man, it's dealing us shit cards here. It's dealing us really shit cards. If I could just clear one of these, I don't think I'm going to be able to. Oh, it was doing so well as well. Is there anything we can put down at all? I need you. I'd play the song, but you know the fucking copyright system will pull me up for it. Just any card we can put down. There was a black 6, I can move that 5. It's not ideal, but does open us up a space. I'm sure there was a red king. We can move that queen. Oh, man. Yeah, it's sure is a fucking oddball, that card, though, man. It's a shame it doesn't really work as intended, because I love the ambition they had with it. But then I do kind of like, you know, overblown multifunction cards like that. They do appeal to me immensely. You just don't really see that sort of thing now. There was a black 7, I think it was back at the start. Now we could move that 6. I mean, there's little point, but might as well do it. Just because. Unfortunately, one of our races is stuck under there, and I'm not really sure that we have... Yeah, there's no red queen, so that is going to be a problem. I don't think we can get out of this. I think we've been McFoleyed here. Let's try again. Now this is probably a deceptively good-looking deal. Stupid robots! I actually quite like the way this machine deals cards. So far, it doesn't seem like it tries to fuck you over as much as I'd expect. Again, Lisa doesn't strike me as the sort who would play solitaire. She probably just doesn't know any better. I'm alive long because the power of ballad. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Bastards. Bastards. Cheats. Fucking cheats. I swear it cheats. The machine, I guess, does by default. I mean, it knows where all the cards are, right? So no point putting that 6 down. Well, I don't know. I guess there is, because I mean, we know where the other one is, so we might as well dump it there, and then we can use it. There's no point putting that queen out, because for all we know, we're going to move a card, and there'll be one under there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this risk, and I'm just going to fucking move that, even though it's probably completely the wrong thing to do. Oh, it's Japware, is it? Well, that figures. You know what they're like. Everything's got to be locked down and done their way. I know people fucking... They don't like hearing it, but it does completely fascinate me how a country that's meant to be so technologically advanced can be so technologically backwards in so many ways. I think we saw 2 red queens in there, so odds are we can put one of them down without any risk of running into one in the card piles. I don't remember getting a black 5 out, so I don't think we fucked that up at least. It's no use to us. Probably something really obvious I'm staring at here, but I'm not seeing it. I'm going to go for that, because I gotta move something. You son of a whore. There was nothing else we could have done there. Because we'd have needed a 10 to move the card, like, regardless. Okay, there were definitely 2 red queens in here. If we can find a black jack, but I don't remember seeing one. There wasn't one. Oh dear. Is there a red 5? So all I can really think to do is maybe move that 4. Doesn't matter which one we move it onto. Okay, aces. Aces are always good. Yeah, it's. I still just find it weird how locked down Jack machines are. They're. I've never had any desire to play with them. That fucking Sega machine is the closest I will get to that stuff. There's not enough cards to use that king. But yeah, this thing actually maybe deals cards pretty cruel. Could certainly get rid of a couple of those. If we find 3 of clubbed you over the heads. It certainly isn't the government-approved methods, but it's making us progress. Let's just put that out. I don't know that's really the right thing to do, but no, I should have left something. I could have used that red 6, and I've put it away. What are we going to do now? Is there one in there? Probably not. Oh, there is. There is. No, I didn't need to move that 5 though, really, did I? No, there was no point, and that's why I didn't worry about it. So what we need to move is these 10s, and there's nowhere to move them because there's just no black jacks, unfortunately, and no other kings. There is. There's no queens for him. He's a lonely single king. Leads a rather depressing life. I don't know that we're going to be able to do anything here. We might have been screwed over already. It was hearts, wasn't it? Yeah. We got pretty much the entirety of the diamond suite cleared up. But the spades, I don't know if we can do those. We're eventually going to hit a card that is just... that we just don't have. And when we hit that, we're going to be screwed. I'm sure I saw an 8 of spades. As long as it's not an ace of spades, then we're doing alright. Ha 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 ha! We might have won it. I think we have won it. I like the way this machine plays solitaire. It was a perfectly fair game. It wasn't rigged at all. Still, yeah. Oh. It can do frame grabs, but I don't think the resolution of them is very high, because obviously they want you to buy that MJPEG board that I'm doubtful they ever made. But yeah, obviously in my own time I am going to try playing Duke Nukem 1 Episode 1 on the 6 MHz machine, just to see if it'll go through it without locking up, and if it does then we'll dig it out again when I do Episode 2. Otherwise I'm probably going to bail when I've had this cigarette. But yeah, there's no driver for this card in Windows 3. You need a 386. And I suppose that's fine because even then I don't think it does much. It lets you change resolution, but I don't think there's any acceleration or anything on this. All these old VGA cards are pretty generic, and it would have actually been probably quite unusual to have VGA on a 286 at the end of the 80s. I mean, what would you do with it, you know? If you had that much money, wouldn't you have just bought like a 386 to put it on or something? Like, surely CGA and maybe even EGA would have been like... or fucking Hercules, I would think was probably still in use. Plus you could do dual monitor with Hercules, I think, so... As in you could have a regular card, like MDA or whatever, and then have a Hercules card. Well, I'm going to skip this animation and have another game, I think, while I'm having a smoke. Well, it has a beep sound. So the OS isn't totally silent. It's a shame it doesn't have actual sounds. Maybe I'll put Windows 3.1 on here someday. Regular 3.10. What's with all the nines? I'm not playing that deck, you can fuck off. So that's because it gave me an easy one. Now it's got to give me a fucking bastard difficult one now, hasn't it? The Ace of Spades. People used to tell me I looked like the guy who sang that. I don't really care that much what people say about me, but that used to piss me off. Like, so I would never let on that it pissed me off, but it's, I don't look like that guy. Like, you got me mixed up for someone else here, I think. I really should move that. I think part of my problem with Solitaire is I tend to play it when I'm really tired as well, and that probably makes it worse. Is there any point? Let's just do it. Let's do it. My gut tells me to do it, so it's probably the worst. Fucking hell, all these 10s. Look how many 10s we got out. I'm hoping, I'm just gonna, if I find a black queen, I'm putting it down. And just hope we got a red jack. We did see a red jack, I'm pretty certain. Let's move that one. I can get rid of that immediately, and then I can put that there, so that was not a bad decision. Does Whatcom have support for that? Because some applications did, like right out the box, where they would let you do that. It's pretty neat. Red Queen, Black Jack. There's a Black King. I'm going to go with put those cards down. I mean, it's not like you can put anything else there, so you might as well use them, right? I mean, tacking up the King is maybe not the smartest move, but what else are we going to shift out the way here? Well, we maybe could have got rid of that 4, but I'm not really too bothered by that. It's another case of we would have to move the card to get the card that sits on. Yeah, we could have got rid of that 4, but no, it wasn't even. Yeah, that didn't do any damage, that I can tell. All these 9s, man, what is the deal with them? It's obsessed. I might as well put that out. We can move that. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure why the latter ones are there, because I don't seem to remember it was possible to stack them in that way, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't have very much experience with such early cards, so you don't really run into them, you know. It was very hard years ago, even when like old shit was still around, to really find anything older than Pentium MMXs in this country. And then when you did, you know, it was very bottom of the barrel hardware that you tended to run into. I saw the royalty cards out, so I mean that can't be bad, really. Cause she loves you, and you know that can't be bad. Don't really like the Beatles very much, I've got to be honest. So listen to the zombies. I think we've about won this game. You've got to have some card we really, really need under there. You guarantee it. See how solitaire works. Always likes to fuck you over. We could have moved that 6 there, but I mean, it makes virtually no difference. I mean, you know, where are you going to put it? Otherwise, there's no other kings to put out. There you go, move that full. That's basically the game beaten at this point. So yeah, I'll be bailing once I've, well, sit through as much of the animation as I can be bothered to, but, you know, if you want to fuck off and do something else, you might as well, because that's all I'm going to do, is sit through the animation now. 3 of hearts. It smells like farts. I have a set of playing cards. I'd love to find space to actually angle the camera and play with real playing cards, just to see if it's as crooked as it is on the PC. I mean, it's arguably a game of luck, I suppose, for the most part. There is some amount of thought you have to put in, but yeah, that's that. I had fun playing Duke Nukem 1. It's held up alright, actually, to be honest. I'm looking forward to playing the other 2. Or maybe that's just because I'm coming onto it off of fucking Tomb Raider, and I did not enjoy playing Tomb Raider. Like, I know people like that game, and I would never tell people not to like something just because I don't like it. The same way I would never tell people to like something just because I like it. I'd tell them why I thought it was better. And if something is objectively better, then I'm going to, like, you know, argue that it is. Like, I'd certainly never say, like, you know, you could call the controls in Tomb Raider good. Same way I like Duke Nukem 1, I wouldn't say the jump cancelling is good when you get hit. I find that fucking annoying. I think it's a stupid thing. But, you know, it's you get the cards you're dealt, I suppose. Yeah, I think it was like the done thing in some places for a while to have a Hercules card. So, I mean, you know, who was going to buy 2 systems, whereas there was a far chance you might have a Hercules card left over or whatever, or you'd upgrade it to one, your old fucking MDA would still be around. So just take it out and stick them in next to each other. Or whichever way it worked, you know, I don't suppose there's any reason. Oh, it was fun for me. I know it was a short one. Hey, look, we finished it. Look at the time. We finished it with 286 fucking seconds on the clock. That's really appropriate. 2829's a little bit off on the score. It's not even like that raps, is it, if you add them together? What a shame. I can't think of any mathematics we could use to get that to 286. I should try to fix the monochrome card out of that tampon machine. It's not like I'll be able to see if it has an output, but it'll be soldering practice at least. Not sure why the outlines of the cards look red on the thing there, because they're not to me. Well, they actually, I can see a brief flash of it when red cards come out, how the outline goes red. It actually does, but it's less pronounced on the monitor. At least those vertical bands are visible here. They are on the green though. You can actually just about see them on the monitor, just faintly, on this card, because it has such an awful deck, and it really is overly bright. I mean, it's bright enough to the point that even on my monitor, my shitty scribble is a little bit washed out. It's nowhere near as bad as it is on the capture card for some reason. Anyway, yeah, I'll try and fix the slow 286 again, I guess. See if I can figure out what's going on. Probably nothing, it's probably just in a bad mood. It does it. I'll see if the CMOS RAM's socketed. I have a broken board I could probably steal one off of, so if that's socketed then maybe I can get that to work and it might make the machine behave itself a bit better. So maybe the RTC's locking up or something, who knows. But yeah, I'm bailing. Thanks for watching, thanks for showing up, and as always, you know, I'll see you again at some fucking point whenever the fuck I have time and I feel like it.